and I showed that.
You've been a road warrior as of late. You go to San Francisco, you beat Montana Love in your last fight. A little bit different, though, than coming into Puerto Rico and fighting in front of this crowd. You said you wouldn't know how you would respond to it until you got in it. How did you feel you did that way?
Look, the crowd was good. I knew it was going to be hostile. I was coming to the Lions then, you know, but I always said it's going to be a better chapter in the book when it's all said and done. Now that's going to be a fucking highlight. Sorry for the language. I'm on top of the world right now, but man, I am honestly speechless. I just want to thank everyone that stuck by me, especially through the injuries. You know, we're here now, and I think I've been, like you said, I've been a road warrior, so man, let's bring the big fights back to Queensland. We're proud Queenslanders. Let's get the guys back there and defend big fights there.
Reagan Grieve, your best friend, who passed away 10 years ago, you both said you were going to conquer the world. You just did that tonight. What does it mean to you to fulfill that promise?
Man, that means the absolute world to me. It's RG, baby, like I said. Oh, man, like I said, all we've got in this life is our word, and to be a man of mine on the highest scale is, man, that means the most to me, and I'll die a proud man.
You've got a belt in what is now a white-hot division. What do you want to do with it?
I want everyone, man. I've proved that I'm at the top here. 25 tests, 25 wins. All the big guys, let's go get it. I just took out the boogeyman. I'm the man now. I'm the captain. Come and get it.
Congratulations, Liam.
Thank you very much. And once again, thank you to the fans in Puerto Rico. Beautiful country. Hope to see you again soon.
All right, we'll turn to Eddie Hearn. Eddie, you know, we talked moments before the main event
about
how people were overlooking Israel Madrimov in his fight against Bud Crawford. Did we just see the result of people overlooking Liam Paro?
No, not necessarily overlooking. You saw the result of a great performance. I mean, you know, what he did in the first 3 rounds, you just expected Matias to come on strong. He did come on strong, but Liam had an answer for him at every junction. He stood and fought with him. We said about he'd have to get his respect. He did that. He pushed him back. He boxed off the back foot. It was an absolute masterclass. I had it so wide. You know, with 3 or 4 rounds to go, Matias needed a knockout, you know, and it wasn't even close. It was a masterclass from Liam Paro. And to come to Puerto Rico, to the backyard of the guy that nobody wanted to fight, that is a massive win for Liam Paro, a massive win for Australian boxing. You know, and he's the one who did it. No one wanted to come here. He did it. He changed his life tonight. He's a new world champion. And it's an incredible performance, an incredible win. Massive underdog. And we said, you know, he can do it. He's got the skills. He's got the ability. But he's the one that had the cojones to come here. He's just won the world title off one of the most dangerous men at 140 pounds in his backyard. And now, you know, massive win for Angelo and Alfie and everybody. Massive win for Australian boxing. Time to bring him home to Australia. You know, he's been on the road for a long time, having to take all these fights. Love to see him defend that championship in Australia. Massive, massive win. Huge win. And he deserves it. He rolled the dice, and it was a hell of a performance.
Well, 3 years ago, as I mentioned, we saw Kambosos knock off Teofimo. That led to a string of fights over in Australia. Are we expecting another with Liam Paro?
Absolutely. You know, we know that the Australian government support big-time boxing, but it's got to be big-time boxing. It's got to be world championship boxing. It's got to be big names. Liam Paro became a big name tonight. You've got Ryan Garcia. You've got Pitbull Cruz. You've got Teofimo Lopez. You know, you've got Richardson Hitchins up, knocking soon for the mandatory. This is just an incredible night for Australian boxing and Liam Paro. You know, a massive underdog to come here to do that. It was an unbelievable performance.
Another big upset for the Australians. A big night for Liam Paro. Guys, we'll throw it back to you.
All right, let's talk. Liam Paro pulled off a big upset. I don't know why I smelt this coming, though. I was never really high on Boogeyman Matias, despite the fact that it's taboo to talk about. But he was in a fight with Maxim Dadashev, when Maxim Dadashev lost his life. 115, 112 by on two judges, and 116, 111. And he did this in Puerto Rico. Shout out to Liam Paro. I mean, Paro, you know, like he's in my prediction, I was like, yo, we don't know. There's a lot of question marks around him. You know, but I felt he had enough that if he was able to withstand the power of Matias, he'll be able to, you know, get him out of there. Frank Martin got knocked out, by the way. He couldn't take the power of Tank Davis. And Matias has been beaten before. And he can be a late starter. But Liam Paro fought a great fight. I guess you can say this is the biggest upset of the year so far. Aussie in another big upset. Remember, Kambosos had that big upset over Lomachenko. Opetaia had that big upset of Miras Breedis in the first fight. And now Liam Paro with the upset. Huge upset. And now, 140 pounds, there's a lot of storylines now at 140. For example, let me break it down to you. Teofimo Lopez on June the 29th is taking on Steve Claggett, a bullshit fight. I don't even know why they're having it. Now, Liam Paro is the IBF champion, and his mandatory is Richardson Hitchins. Richardson Hitchins didn't look good against Gustavo Lemos. A lot of people felt Lemos should have won. But Richardson Hitchins and Liam Paro may be next in Australia because he's the mandatory. You have Isaac Cruz taking on Rayo Valenzuela on the undercard of Terrence Crawford versus Israel Madrimov. And I got a bad feeling about Madrimov, too. Like, he's good. Terrence Crawford's great, though. Devin Haney lost to Ryan Garcia, but, you know, there's a question mark around that. His mandatory is Sandor Martin. Now, could we see Richardson Hitchins take on Jack Catterall next as like a homecoming in Australia? I don't know. Or Richardson Hitchins. I think it's going to be one of them. I don't see a unification right now. But that's what it's looking like. I mean, 140 stacked, especially when you look at the potential of 135 pounders possibly moving up in the future, like a Sean Davidson, Raymond Maratala, Williams Zepeda can hit 140. Andy Cruz will definitely touch it one day. So it's going to be interesting to see where we go from here. Me and my colleague Big J are going to give a more in-depth update on this fight, or post-fight sometime this week. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at TstreeT Controversy.